justice. And Joe Biden, of course, everyone wants to talk about their how great they are and all the great things they would do for the people. And I just don't see it. I don't see it. I haven't seen it. You won't see it. We won't see it. Let's see. Take that out of the picture. There we go. Maybe I can do this. Take that out of the picture. Yep. There we go. Okay. Yeah. It's beautiful. Hey, go blue. So let's go back and let's talk about what Joe Biden's message is to Black America. Now, is this message different to white America than Black America? Kamala Harris, her message is different to white America than Black. And Barack Obama's message to Black America was, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Go to school. I mean, he was horrible. I mean, Barack Obama should have been punched directly in his face. And he's out on the campaign trail for Biden now. Nobody cares. People are going, he's old news. Who cares what Obama has to say? People can be cold, boy. They're like, hey, who cares what Barack has to say? Forget Barack Obama. So Barack, when we look at injustices in America, this is what Joe Biden. Joe Biden says there is injustice in America. There's discrimination. There's a legacy of racism and equality that lives still in our institutions, our laws, and too many people's heart that makes it harder for Black people to succeed. Well, when you look at the kind of race baiting that's being promoted by Black Lives Matter, by Al Sharpton, by other race hustlers, you have to ask yourself, why wouldn't there be racism? Why wouldn't people not like people because of their race, given the amount of racism and that goes on? Robert says, go to school and get $100,000 in debt. Well, you don't have to get $100,000 in debt. There's scholarships out there. Some people think they're too good to join ROTC and get an ROTC scholarship. Some people think they're too good to apply for scholarships, to apply for work study programs. There are plenty of ways to go to school that will not leave you in debt. So Biden goes on and he's, talking about George Floyd and Jacob Blake and Rayshard Brooks and, all these people who've been killed at the hands of police. But what about the 700 people who are going to be killed here in Chicago by other Black people this year? Hello? Is anyone going to talk about that? I don't think so. Now, that's a problem. When you talk about Black Lives Matter, that should be what Black Lives Matter is about. Not about a policeman shooting one Black person maybe twice a year, 2 or 3 times a year here in Chicago, given all the crime, all the disrespect, all of the challenges that go into being a Chicago police person. Now, do we have bad cops? Yeah, we probably do. Should they be dealt with? No question if the system doesn't. But for the most part, good cops. Biden goes on to talk about what he's going to do for Black people. And he says, Trump wants to paper over the living wound of racism. He's issued executive orders that establish new national commission designed to whitewash our history and deny the daily reality of being Black in America. He actively appeals to white supremacists and fans the flames of hatred and division in our country because he thinks it benefits him politically. He ignores the most basic job of every president, the duty to care for all of us. Well, Joe, when did you care for anyone? What have you done for Black people? You didn't want your children to go to school in a racial jungle. You didn't think that Black children should be bused with white children. You talk about an economic program that you're going to provide for Black people and a pathway to wealth. Democrats have never done that. In fact, you diluted Black people's pathway to wealth by insisting that white women become minorities and every damn body else become a minority except white men. Hello. And then white men could always do what Pocahontas did, and that's claim Indian status. I got Indian in me. I'm an Indian. Kind of reminds me of that old adage about the Lone Ranger and Tonto. The Lone Ranger and Tonto. See, you young folks, you may not know about the Lone Ranger, but there are those of you out there who do. So the Lone Ranger and Tonto got caught in a fight with some Indians, and the Indians surrounded them, and they were shooting, and they were shooting, and they were shooting, and they were running out of bullets. And Lone Ranger said to Tonto, we're running out of bullets. Soon the Indians gonna overrun us. What we gonna do? And Tonto looked at the Lone Ranger and said, what we, paleface? You get the joke? Okay. So Biden is saying we'll work to unite the country. Bullshit. Around solutions that push our country forward. And most importantly, I will listen to the most of those who are impacted by long-standing inequities in our system, especially Black Americans, Latinos, Asian Americans, and Native Americans. Here we go again. What did Ice Cube say? I'm talking about Black folks, descendants of slaves. He wants to tackle student debt and invest more in HBCUs. Well, you didn't do it when you were in office. You certainly didn't do it when you were in the Senate. You didn't get any more money for Delaware State. And if you say you did, you're lying. They're constantly struggling for money. I tell you, these people and their lying will fix our upside down tax system and reward work, not wealth. Trump thinks billionaires deserve more tax cuts, but under my plan, I'll make sure that the super wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share while ensuring that no one making less than $400,000 a year see that. Bullshit. They already did the study on you, Joe. They know that that's bullshit. That's bovine. Look up the definition of a bovine, and you will see Bidenomics under bovine. Okay. My friend John Lewis, who gives a crap about John Lewis and his ignorant ass? He reminds us that ordinary people with ordinary vision can redeem the soul of America. We cannot be tired. We cannot be hopeless. So much for Biden and his attitude about Black folks. Who cares? The guy's a loser. I tell you. Let's see. I was looking at an article, and they were talking about this Illinois Senate race, U.S. Senate race. And Willie Wilson, who's a Black millionaire, is running for office, and big philanthropist. He said that he believes that attaining equality for all communities in tax spending is a budget neutral action that can provide development equality for all residents. Now, mind you, we're talking about U.S. Senate. We're talking about federal taxes, I think, not state taxes or local taxes. We're talking federal, and he's talking local. Wrong race, Willie. Dick Durbin, Dirty Dick Durbin. I call him D cubed, Dirty Dick Durbin. Dirty Dick Durbin says that he served in the Senate since 1996. He's the second highest ranking Senate Democrat after Schumer. He stated that providing affordable, quality, fresh healthcare, lowering prescription costs, drugs. You haven't done it. You talk about it. You haven't lowered any prescription costs. Under Obamacare, you knew that prescription costs went up. You knew that healthcare costs went up, and you still supported it. Durbin granted the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division to boldly investigate police departments accused of a pattern of misconduct. Well, you didn't start here in Chicago, dude. Hello. Durbin also challenged Congress to uphold hearings on systemic racism and police misconduct. Sure, he did. Very quietly, of course. Then we had Republican candidate and former Lake County Sheriff Mark Curran. He doesn't stand a snowball's chance in a microwave of being elected to the Senate. He's an attorney running in this year's election. And he says it must be a one Illinois for all of us. Yeah. And then we have a libertarian candidate. I'm not even going to mention him. And we have a Green Party candidate, and he's not worth mentioning either. So the question becomes, everything's kind of put on hold until November 3rd. About 13 days away. 13 days away from this country continuing down the right path or going down the wrong path, going down the path of destruction, going down the path of socialism, going down the path of more craziness and lunaticism, and that we called AOC socialism. AOC. Man, that girl, she's something. Okay, let's see here. Who do we have? Do we have any callers? I don't know. Let me see if we have any callers. Nope. We don't have any callers. Okay, cool. Okay, so when we start to talk about this election, this is where Donald Trump was the last time. I predicted that the president would win. And let's see here. I was just trying to see which one of these cameras was on. I guess both of them are on. Isn't that amazing? Both of my cameras are on. But let's put in here. What are we going to put in here? New York Times. We'll log in. But, at the end of the day, Trump was at this place last year this time. And when we look at Rasmussen and we look at some of these polls, and I look at the polling, I look at the IBD polling, and the IDB polling had Trump ahead last time. IDB tip, daily tip. Yeah, they had Trump ahead, and they call the IBD tip poll the most accurate in America. So they say the Biden lead over Trump was cut to 2 points after the presidential debate. Ooh, see, they called it closer than anyone else, right? And they say, how committed are Biden and Trump voters? They find that the voters for Trump are very committed. Very committed. They said Biden won over voters on topics of COVID, race, and the election integrity. He's seen as looking more presidential and having better command of the issues. I don't know how that is, but Trump is seen as being mentally sharper. Oops. So when you go in the poll, who are you going to vote for? The guy who's mentally sharper or the guy who's just hanging on? Okay. Something to think about. Something to think about. I think about it. I think about it all the time. They said registered voters who watch and listen to the debate that Trump and Biden had a couple of weeks ago said 43% independents saw Biden as the winner. Registered voters to debate. Biden was seen as more likable. Yeah, who cares about likability? But Trump, he narrowed the gap. And when it comes time to close the deal on the 4th or on the 3rd of November, Trump's going to do that. Trump's response to protests and unrest over George Floyd's killings in the summer corona wave appeared to have damaged his reelection prospects. Yet some of that damage may be healing, according to the IBD report, amidst the jobs recovery number and the ebbing. So I look at the IBD tip, Investor Business Daily, TIP. That's the poll that I follow because last time they got it right, and I think they'll get it right this time. Like they cut it down to 3 points, man. 3 points. Everybody else is talking. Oh, he's ahead by double digits. He's ahead by 11 points, 12 points. No. Sorry, Joe. Joe can think that, but he knows better. That's why he's running hard. He's out here running his butt off because he knows that the reality is he's not that far ahead. He's not that far ahead. Not double digits. And if he is ahead, there are people who just refuse to talk to pollsters about who they're voting for, and you can't blame them. We were talking about that today. I was talking to a gentleman earlier today who said that he had a get rid of Pritzker sign. Pritzker's our governor. Get rid of Pritzker sign in his yard. Somebody took it. He said, I only hope they took it and put it up in their yard. He said, but I'm going to put up several more and put barbed wire around them. See, he can do that where he lives. If you did that here in the city, they would find you for creating a hazard. See, because people are supposed to be able to tear up your stuff in Chicago if they disagree with you and you're a Republican or you're a libertarian or you're someone who doesn't believe in their liberal agenda. I'm not making this stuff up. This stuff is better than reality, man. You can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. So look, as we cruise to, ending the show, and, we are going to do this here shortly. Let's talk about some things that may be a little controversial, just a little, and some breaking news. So when I break the news, I break the news. Yeah, like the Pope on same-sex unions. Trying to get that money, boy. Trying to get that money. There was a let's see. I saw this weekend that the New York Times was endorsing Joe Biden. They said they're nonpartisan. Can you believe that? They said parents of 545 children separated at the border cannot be found. Wow. What's that all about? So these people brought their children to the border and just left them because we wouldn't let them in. Okay. It says here, this new report shows hundreds of cases in which migrant children were taken from their families and their parents who were deported, and they cannot be located. You can't make this stuff up. They say radio spots are airing throughout Mexico and Central America, and court-appointed researchers are motor biking through rural hillside communities in Guatemala and showing up at courthouses in Honduras to conduct public record searches for these children's parents. Oh, man. Okay, so the lady who's reporting this is a lady named Caitlin Dickerson. She's Black. And they act like this is supposed to elicit some sympathy from us. These people came here with their children, and yeah, they got separated. So what? Send the children back. It said it's not clear that the parents of 445 of the migrant children still have not been found, according to court documents filed last week in a case challenging the practice. The question is, who gives two shits? Don't bring your children to the border. You're not getting in the country because you have these illegal children. We don't want you. We don't need you. You're diseased. You're ignorant. We don't need any more ignorant people in America. We have enough. They go on to say about 60 of the children were under age 5 when they were separated, the document. And there were attempts to find the separated parents have been going on for years. The number of parents who've been deemed unreachable is much larger than previously known. Wow. They took about 2,700 children from their parents who were crossing the border. And after months of searching by a court-appointed steering committee, which included a private law firm, they say that in 2019, they confirmed that more children had been separated, including under a previously undisclosed program in El Paso. And under the policy that Trump implemented, it directed prosecutors to file criminal charges against those who crossed the border without authorization, including parents who were separated from their children when they were taken into custody. Some of the parents who crossed at legal points of entry were also separated from their children. The point is, who gives two craps? Don't cross the border. Don't come here illegally. We're not going to take you in. We don't have any sympathy. Man, I tell you, when these kids get, I don't know. I have no idea. But send them back. That's all I can say. Send them back. The Civil Liberties Union, which is heading the court challenge, see, this is more of RBG's craziness. That's where she comes from, that American Civil Liberties Union, which is leading the court challenge to family separation policy, has said to be unable to find 362 of the children, many of whom are likely living in the United States, whose parents were deemed unreachable. Wow. The fact is that they've kept the names from the court, from us, and even from public. Astounding, said the lead attorney for the ACLU. The ACLU can go to hell. Communist organization. Never thought I'd say that, but I've never been a proponent of ACLU for a number of reasons. They supported Ku Klux Klan having the right to free speech. Nobody ever talks about that, though. I wonder if Ruth Bader Ginsburg was part of the ACLU when they passed that. They took that fight to court. I think she was. I'll look it up, though. But anyway, hey, look, as usual, appreciate you calling. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you coming out here. Let's see. Oh, there's some texting going on out here on the chat. Let's see. Damn CB lives. He's back. Okay, YouTube snatched all his thumbs ups. They did, huh? Well, you know how that is. That's they're messing with Jerome Corsi too. They said enjoy the show while you can. Digital POPO. Get CB soon with all his non-politically correct talk. Two funkies. Basically, we've lost freedom of speech in the U.S. Yeah, we have. But we'll keep talking. And if we're not talking out here on Facebook or YouTube, we'll be talking somewhere. That's for sure. Because that's what we do. We bring you the truth. We bring you a different way of looking at things. We want you to say, never thought about it that way. Never really thought about it like that, Charles. So, that's what we do out here hanging out. I wanted to talk about that woman, Megan Thee, who talks about she's classy and she's bougie. And she was dogging the Kentucky Attorney General. And as I said before, Megan Thee, it's like Meganthee. Man, she's big, she's fat. She looks a little hoish to me, but she thinks she's classy and she's bougie. And I'm going, no, Diana Ross is classy, bougie. Diana Carroll, classy, bougie. But this woman is fat, and ghetto. Just saying. But, I think my boys say it best, Eddie Harrison, Les McCann, when they're doing their thing and compared to what? Compared to what? Everybody now. So anyway, we're going to get ready to segue out of here today. And we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday. We'll have a couple of guests with us. So tune in. Check them out. Be good. Rolling along, tired old ladies kissing dogs. I hate the human love of that stinking mud. I can't use it. Trying to make it real compared to what? Come on, baby. The president, he's got his war. Folks don't know just what it's for. Nobody gives us a rhyme or reason. Have one doubt, they call it treason. With chicken feathers all without one gut. God damn it, trying to make it real compared to what?